Come on in, family. Welcome back. Welcome back. Tai Chi 360. This is Sifu Lester. And today just happens to be a very special day. This is Tai Chi Classics Thursday. Tai Chi Classics. If you're not familiar with those, you are definitely in the right place. Tai Chi Classics happen to be some ancient writings from some Tai Chi masters from back in the day. And what I'm sharing with you all today is a translation that's very popular from Master Wei San Liao. Now, before we actually begin with this particular Tai Chi Classics treatise, let's just stop for 1 second. And if you have been enjoying the content that we've been sharing, this is the perfect time for you to like, to subscribe, but most importantly, family, I would like for you to leave some comments in regard to the information that we talk about today. That way we can get some exchange going on, some dialogue, and everybody can learn from our conversation. So please feel free to leave a comment, and we're going to jump right into it. So this first Tai Chi Classics is actually a translation of a treatise that was done by the great master himself, Master Chan San Fang. Chan San Fang. If you're not familiar with who this great Tai Chi legendary is, I would definitely make it my business to look it up. So here we are, family. Come on in, family. Yeah, you're right on time. You're right on time, Sam. We're just getting started with the classics. We're going to be doing this every single Thursday. So you're certainly in the right place, and you're never too late because Tai Chi is always on time. So here we go. This is Master Chan San Fang here, and he begins out saying that once you begin to move, your entire body must be light and limber. Pay very close attention to these words, you see, because the words that they share in the Tai Chi Classics are basically the philosophy that we should bring into our life on an everyday basis and also into our Tai Chi form play. So this is a philosophy for life, family. So he says once we begin to move, the entire body must be light and limber. He's talking about being light. He did not mention anything about being heavy. He also says each part of your body should be connected to every other part. So in Tai Chi, in the Tai Chi community, we call this being able to move as one complete unit, saying that we have whole body movement. In other words, we want to make sure that we're not just using our arm or just using our leg, but the energy is traveling through our whole body. Remember, Tai Chi is an internal martial art, and we want to be moving energy and not necessarily being dependent on using what we call Li or external force. So it goes on to say further here that in Tai Chi practice, their entire body should be coordinated into one complete unit. Once you begin to move, the entire body should move, and not just the hand, not just the leg, the elbow, and so on. Now, as a beginner, you should pay very special attention to this principle all the time. All the time. He says the universe, pay attention to this, family. He's talking about the universe itself and how the universe moves. He said the universe moves and exercises its influence in a coordinated manner. So he's comparing the way that we move with the way that everything inside of the universe moves. He says, for example, when the earth begins to rotate, the entire planet moves. Not just one part of it, everything moves. He says, imagine what happens if only one part of the earth rotated while the rest of the planet remained stationary. Can you say disaster? Can you say chaos? I can say that. I can definitely say that. He says, as the system of balance and harmony was upset, drastic changes would occur throughout the entire universe, family, not just here on the earth, but throughout the whole solar system. Everything will be out of balance. Everything was moved together. He says Tai Chi was created as a system of mental as well as physical discipline, which human beings could understand and follow. So I'm going through Master Liao's book here, family, and he did a translation of the classics. This one is Master Chun Sung Fang's translation. He says, Tai Chi was created as a system of mental and physical discipline. A lot of people forget about the mental part. They want to make it easier and turn it into simply a physical exercise. But Tai Chi can offer us so much more than that. He said that this system is based on universal principles. Always talking about nature and the universe. He says the principles of balance and harmony. Balance and harmony. Balance and harmony, family. Yin yang change. He goes on to say, merely moving an arm or a leg is not practicing Tai Chi. He says it right here, family, not my words. He says the body must be coordinated, relaxed, comfortably. Also, he says peaceful. Gentle yi, family, peaceful. And also mentally alert. So we can't be in la la land. We have to be paying attention when we play our form. He says, in this way, you will be able to maneuver the body in any direction at your will. At your will. When the mind wishes to move, the body will instantly follow the command of your mind. So in Tai Chi, in the Tai Chi world, we say that the yi leads the chi. The yi is talking about our intention. So our intent leads the movement with practice. We have to have a real solid intent. It can't be scattered. We have to have that one point in mind. And then we can do it instantaneously, just on the thought. Boom, the energy is there. He says, a mistake often made by students, all students, who are new to the art of Tai Chi is that they allow the various parts of the body to move separately in an uncoordinated manner.
Soul Group says hi.
Soul Group, I see you out there, Soul Group. I see you. This is going to be every Thursday, family. We're going to go deeper and deeper in this. Deeper and deeper. I see you, Brother Jeremy. I see you, Sister Sam. He says this is due to the fact that the parts of the body are not connected. So if you feel clumsy in your Tai Chi movement, here's a sign for you. We got to have the mind and the body connected. We can't be thinking about other things while we're practicing our Tai Chi. We got to bring it all together. And over time, you'll start to feel coordinated. It takes time. You can't rush it, family. He says this is due to the fact that the parts of the body are not connected. When the hand moves, the rest of the body should respond in a totally coordinated manner. When the hand moves, the arm moves, the shoulder moves, the body moves. Everything should be rotating all together. He says this will result in a well-controlled movement, and also it will help us in the development of the internal energy. The internal energy. I get excited when I hear that word. He says, which will eventually lead to the process of internal power projection, which we can use for healing as well as martial arts. The internal energy should be extended. Here's one. Extended. What did he mean by that? He says, vibrated like the beat of a drum. The spirit should be condensed in toward the center of the body. So remember, we've been talking a lot lately, family. We've been talking about how our eyes should be nice and relaxed, and that we shouldn't have the eyes like really bulging out. That causes our intention and energy to come out. We want our intention to be seated inside of us and not to be projected on the outside. He says here, let us review here the important factors involved in the exercise of Tai Chi when practicing the Tai Chi form. He says, as discussed in chapter 2. So let me continue on. He said, you should drive your internal energy outward from the center of your dantian, not from your eyes, from your dantian. This is where the energy comes from, right? First, you got to cultivate the dantian, or you don't have a dantian, you just have a dan. He says, and extend it with sufficient pressure, not too much, not too little. Don't overdo it. So that the tension upon its surface is like that on the head of a drum. So when you're playing a drum, I think Brother Jeremy plays the drums. When you're playing the drums, you don't just beat the drums. You have to apply a specific amount of tension onto the drum to get a specific return from the drum, which will be a specific sound. Same thing when we do our Tai Chi, family. He says the chi will then vibrate like the beat of a drum when set in motion. The most important principle in cultivation of chi is that you should extend your chi to the maximum margin of allowable pressure. Let's go a little further. Cultivating your chi will also stimulate the power of your spirit. Should I read that again? Yeah, somebody missed that. It says, cultivating your chi will also stimulate the power of your spirit, which should be drawn inward toward your center point and condensed into bone marrow. Stronger chi will help to elevate the power and the amount of the spirit, to have a strong spirit, like a child, to be childish. Children have a very high spirit until it's broken for some reason or another. He says, do not let the spirit extend outward and get lost. I see a lot of lost souls out there. I see a lot of lost souls out there running around. Got to come back in, family. He says, rather, let it be condensed inward and recycled. Stop giving your energy away, family. Take back your present, family. He says, when performing Tai Chi, it should be perfect. Yeah, he said it. Perfect. Allow no defects. Allow no defects. The form should be smooth with no unevenness and continuous, allowing no interruptions. So you see how much stuff going on inside the form, and people oftentimes ask us, why do you guys move so slow? So now you can kind of get an idea why we move so slow. We got so many things going on, family. We're very busy when we're going very slow. He says, when you consider Tai Chi as a discipline art, because it is just that, he says, and yourself as a martial artist, your attitude should be that of looking for perfection, which means that you continue to improve your study and practice until there's absolutely no defects. Always looking to be a little better today than I was yesterday. Everyone should strive for that. It shouldn't matter if you're a martial artist or if you're an automobile mechanic or whatever you may be. We should all strive to be better than we were yesterday. He says that the Tai Chi meditative movement must be smooth and even, just as if you were trying to draw a perfect circle without the aid of an instrument. You begin with a rough draft and try to draw as evenly and smoothly as possible in every direction. So in the beginning, we feel a little out of balance, uncoordinated, a little choppy. But over time, hey family, y'all coming on in, huh? I caught y'all out there just wandering around. Come on in, family, because this is valuable. I'm glad you stopped by. This is valuable information. He says, although a perfect circle may only be possible in theory, as you continue working towards this goal, you will be acting in a manner that is close to the required smoothness and evenness. So we want our Tai Chi form to be very smooth and even, same tempo, same pace, No going fast, no going slow. It has to be continuous, not jerky. I like to imagine when I'm doing my Tai Chi that I'm actually, you ever seen like a spider, when a spider's working with that spider web? It's always continuous and it's never any jerky, because once it begins to jerk, think of a piece of silk. That silk will begin to bind up on itself, or it's very easily broken. But when you have a nice, smooth, continuous flow, that's how your Tai Chi grows, family. He says the internal energy, Chi, is actually rooted in our feet. So we have to have a strong root. He says then transfers through our legs. He's talking about the energy course. So it starts in our feet, goes through our legs, and is controlled by our waist, moving eventually through the back to the arms and then the fingertips. And after fingertips, you know we extend the energy out to the horizon, right? Don't forget that. He didn't put it here, but I'm going to remind you. Extend it out to the horizon. Don't just stop at the fingertips. Got to go beyond. Let me read a little more. He says, after achieving some success in Chi awareness is the first stage, right? We're doing our meditation every day, right? Settling the mind, starting to pay attention to our own energy, our own Chi flow. He says, after achieving some success in Chi awareness, practice the Tai Chi student should learn how to lower his Chi feeling down to the ground. How do you lower your Chi feeling down to the ground? And then, that's not it. He says, and then project that feeling upward from the feet through the legs. Therefore, in Tai Chi practice, always keep your knees slightly bent to allow flexibility. Never straighten your legs completely. This will allow the vibration of the internal energy to be transmitted from your feet through your knees to your waist. I hope that makes sense, family. Because the moment that we lock our joint, it could be our elbow, the energy cannot pass through, it'll bounce back out. The moment that we lock our knee, the energy cannot pass through the ground, it'll bounce right back into the ground. Keep those knees slightly bent, family. Where did I go here? Right here. He says, note that the Tai Chi Classics use the term root, which emphasizes the importance of the feet. We have to have a strong root. That's the importance of the feet. We've been doing a lot of foot exercises. Keep those in mind in figure 8, right? He says both feet must always stay firmly attached to the ground, as strongly as your roots of a big tree. Also, the feeling of internal energy must penetrate deep into the ground, instead of merely being attached to the surface. So soul group, I'm talking to you, family. I'm going to put you on the spot. How often do I tell you that we should imagine that that energy is traveling deep down into the core of the earth? How often? How often I tell you that only thing that limits us is our imagination, that we can project our energy as deep down as we like. How often, family? I always tell you these things. There's a method to my madness. Let's go a little further and we'll wrap it up. He says, after projecting the Chi upward, remember the Chi is coming from the ground, it's passing through the knees because the knees are slightly bent, coming up into the hips and waist. He says, after projecting the Chi upwards, your waist serves, this is important, this is a big one here. Your waist serves as a transmitter. If you have any questions, make sure you write these down and make sure you reach out. He says it controls, it guides, it distributes the direction and the amount of the internal energy. So now the waist has become the commander. The waist has become the commander. Last paragraph. Keep your back and your entire torso in a vertical position. Talking about structure now. Keep your back and your entire torso in a vertical position to allow the vibrations to travel freely upward through your back to your shoulders. Keep your shoulders completely relaxed to allow the transmission of chi down to your elbows. So if the elbows are locked, the energy won't go through. And then he says up to your fingertips. Always keep your elbows dropped and relax your wrists, but not a limp wrist. Not a limp wrist, but a relaxed wrist. Hey family, Tai Chi Classics, Master Chan Song Fong. Today is Tai Chi Classics Thursday. As I said earlier, be sure to like, to subscribe, but most importantly, I would like to have some dialogue with you. Only way I can do that is if you leave a comment below. So please leave a comment